And said it would be but make a touch ball coming at you tonight with Aki. How you been doing? I'm with you. God. Yeah. Pete, go to DP than I keep thinking. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we got a new pen the thing. I've been watching the movie. Pick my cable. No, monkey. But now the back thing couldn't. Room there, but as a small player, what you want there on the goal line as a power play forward is just to make sure that you don't creep down below that goal line. And here it is off that face-off, just roll it. So it comes down. I'm gonna be tactic. You're lost. You're going to allow this defenseman to recover. But if you keep your skates in front of his goal line, you have that option like that, or you have that pass across. That goal line is such an important barometer. Roll it and see where he stops. He keeps his skates above that goal line. If he goes down below, he doesn't have that spin around option or a pass. So see a lot of times where the forward will creep down and they'll go down deep in the corner. And they'll take that pass way down deep in the corner. You don't have that ability to wrap it around or reach it over or have that pass across. So from a young player, that's pretty savvy by calling. Yeah. You get rewarded for it. I mean, this league, if you want to be a young player, you want to play in this league, you have to produce sometimes effectively. Staying above the net, taking the puck to the net will give you that chance to score goals. All right, guys, it was fun. We got the band back together again. Night number 2, the NHL season, 2.5 hours going by like that. We're F1, F2 coming in. We got a forecheck all night long. I want to hear Locke say, Maxime, what is it? La joie. La joie. I can't do that. And on YouTube. Friday, celebrate the return of hockey. And Sebastian Aho and the Hurricanes. Wearing the Blue Jackets. Hockey Weekend begins Friday, 7 Eastern on NHL Network.
Inside everyone is an incredible man. Someone who can cook an amazing meal any night of the week. Farm fresh ingredients, step-by-step recipes, delivered to your door for as low as $7.49 a meal. Visit freelayfree.com to get $50 off.
But
You need to buy a
what
car.
movie?
You'd think with all these options, it'd be easy. But with terms like MSRP, invoice, list price, things get confusing pretty fast. You just want to get a real price, and that's where TrueCar comes in. Only with TrueCar can you see what other people paid for the car you want. And you can connect with certified dealers.
Mommy, but
Information. None of those other sites.
I can't pay.
I would get muscle cramps usually 4 or 6 times a week, indiscriminately. Could be out of my sleep.
I need to get out of here.
On a call, TheraWorks Relief. With TheraWorks Relief, I anytime during any of my very long days, TheraWorks Relief has made my workday muscle cramp free. Period. End of sentence. TheraWorks Relief is my choice for preventing and relieving muscle cramps. Make it yours too. Get TheraWorks Relief today at TheraWorksRelief.com for drug-free sinus relief. Experience Navage, the next big thing in nasal care. Navage
And open the
powered suction to pull refreshing saline rich into one nostril and removes congestion from allergies and colds naturally by flushing out allergens, mucus, dust, and germs.
I used to get so congested.
now feel better.
Now at CVS and Navage.com, you'll love that clean nose feeling.
It happened 4 months ago. No matter how many games Rowdy bought, Jesse always played more on game 5. Jesse's here. Game on. Feeling lucky, Rowdy? All right, then.
Go to GameFly.com and play all the new and classic games. Choose from over 9,000 titles with free shipping and no late fees.
Man, ya todo nada. Dame tu nada. Dame tu nada. And do not say need to.
Line change complete, and it has been a high-scoring one between the Pens and the Caps. We are live watching a 4-3 game with the home team trying to catch up. They have been handling some serious firepower. Yeah, together what the Caps did last night, that 7-0 win. As we see and Watts look on alongside, I'm Tony Luckman. We see Matt Murray not razor sharp in this one. What do you see? Interestingly enough, Matt Murray plays such a patient game, but one of the challenges when you're patient sometimes is pucks can find a way through you, and sometimes it can give people the illusion that you're a little nonchalant. So I love his patience, but when you're on and you're patient, they say, oh my God, this guy's so calm in the net, etc. But sometimes you need to battle a little bit more. We saw that with Carey Price earlier in his career, because he'd had so much success early, because he's so skilled, because he's so graceful. There were times when I know the goalie coaches that Carey Price had worked with at the time, namely Roland Melanson, who's out the Devils, wanted to see a little bit more fight, a little bit more compete. So I think that's something that Matt Murray, in an area of his game, as he continues to grow as a goalie and evolve, save for all the amazing success at this point, I think that was being the goalie we've seen in the Stanley Cup playoffs so far. Describe the play of Carey Price, and certainly the offense for the Caps to this point, Lutz, has been elegant and explosive. 7 goals last night, 4 goals tonight. Stanley Cup hangover? What? Not at all, right?
The Washington Capitals, 8 minutes into this game, 3 periods in 8 minutes, have scored 10 goals, gentlemen.
Wow.
I know, I agree with you, Weezy. I think you're spot on Matt Murray, but Tuukka Rask would probably chime in on this as well, because he got shelled last night also. Washington just clicking on all cylinders. Backstrom's looked amazing. Kuznetsov, Ovi looks like he hasn't missed a beat. Oshie's looked sharp. They just have 2 really effective lines that they can roll at you. And right now, both those 2 lines are clicking, and that's a dangerous combination for anybody that has to face these guys.
Well, it's the John Carlson.
And the most definitely working now.
And the
stability, the cost certainty of having him back there, what does that do for the Caps?
I think that was a huge move for them. Brian McClellan wanted to specifically keep this group together at all costs. He got a little bit of help with the cap increasing, obviously. They had to make decisions before they knew definitively what it was going to be. But the fact of the matter is, when they looked around and they looked at the replacement cost to bring someone else in, there was no other choice but to bring John Carlson back. And yes, it's going to cause problems down the road. But right now, Washington Capitals, defending Stanley Cup champion, they're thinking two-peat. And that's why they get it.
Oh, it's amazing. The Pens had won back-to-back cups until they were eliminated in the playoffs last year by the Caps. They had two-peated, to use a lot sense of 4-3 the score there. We'll keep you posted. Jets and Blues, this a divisional clash. The first night of the season for both these clubs. Lots to look forward to in this matchup. And from what we understand, there's a big moment early. Let's watch.
We know the Blues special teams need to be better this year. The Jets on the line. I was holding offside, line in the drive, and he scores! Line on a play that might be reviewed, he scored with the power play. It's 1-0.
Yeah, going to be very close here. And right away I looked at Craig Berube, the associate coach of the St. Louis Blues, and he was already talking to the video coach, John Barrow. He thinks it's good. It seems to me like he was shrugging it off. Wheeler with the puck on the left side of your screen. Looked like he got that in, and the right skate was dragged. It was very, very close, though. They're obviously going to buy some time.
Yeah, I want to put target.
But it's the second man, Shifley, that takes this puck on the forehand, and it is really,
Pick it in the moment of okay, come near that's what I did. I'm over it. For
Now, Darren, we do have blue line cameras. That looks very close. Close indeed.
Casey just said, ooh, close.
Ooh, very close. Not definitively over, but very close.
I need a blue line camera for that.
Yeah, that's a great broadcast. I agree with you. That gives you a cleaner look.
Yeah.
Cleaner look.
Looked like it was okay there. Although it's one of those ones that defies logic because you lose sight of it and you know if you continue down that path.
and when I get my back on you to
The Isles gave up more goals than anyone last year. No goals allowed yet. Let's get an update.
Double clutch. He scores! Now Jerry's up on. Finds an opening on Peter Mrazek. 33 left to go in the second period. One of the Islanders.
All right, let's talk about this for a second. The New York Islanders right now, they scored their first goal of this game. Carolina, a lot of hype about them. They're rolling on all cylinders. They're out the Islanders at this point 28-11. Didn't we see that last year a lot from this team?
and I went to take foul.
To dial it up a little bit more offensively. On the other side of the
Yeah,
we're looking for the New York Islanders literally last year to reinvent themselves. To maybe see them having a little trouble clicking offensively, and yet they still find a way to get out of the board. Still that structure that they lacked last year.
He doesn't fool around when it comes to setting a tone and holding play.
Think about good.
When you think about what
We can and
is it for Isles fans to believe that something similar is possible?
October tell me.
Coming to the New Jersey Devils, establishing a culture there, reestablishing the one in Toronto.
Yeah.
A lot of it based on perhaps some older school thinking, but fundamental values that should be in every organization. A little variance from team to team, club to club, but I think that's exactly what they've been lacking there. And when you have that credibility and that experience,
and those key DNA components that it takes to have success, he's going to establish those things on Long Island. It's going to take some time, but he will establish them.
Yeah, Lou's got his own way of doing things.
Mom,
You
I can't
know what he's going to do. You know it's proven to work. It could be considered a little bit unorthodox at times in today's world, and yet I don't know how you can really challenge the guy with his record. Quite frankly, he just has a proven history of past success that should indicate a history in the future of success.
Well, it's everybody.
That I see from the Toronto situation, Toronto drafted wonderfully.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they got really fortunate, obviously, to end up with Austin Matthews, but Mitch Marner, Nylander, these are 4 guys on their team now. Bringing in Zaitsev was a really nice break for them as an undrafted UFA. A lot of things have to go right to end up where Toronto is. If anybody could do it, I'd say it's Lou Lamoriello. More than anything, patience. I love the choice of Anders Lee, by the way, as captain.
Yeah.
He's a tremendous human being.
Let me just piggyback that for a second, since we're in football season as well. A lot of people look at what Bill Belichick has done with the Patriots.
Patriot way.
The Patriot way. Well, the devil's in the details. That's what Lou Lamoriello had. And he brought that to Toronto, and he's bringing that to Long Island. As I said, those things are unquestionable. So too is the success.
The Barry Trotz signing is probably
Massive.
closest correlation to what they were able to do in Toronto as well, is get themselves an elite coach in Mike Babcock. They do the same with Barry Trotz. That's a huge head start, in my opinion.
Weeks you mentioned the Patriots. How about New England? Boston Red Sox are good. The Bees had a tough outing in their season opener, losing 7-6. They're up 2-0 on the 40-goal second. What next?
Behind the net, steered up in the wings and now it's holding it in. Carter was left up to dry.
And David Pasternak, you're going to give him that opportunity, point blank, with no pressure.
Go ahead, Locks. Go ahead, Locks.
Well, all I was going to say is we're looking at one of the most dynamic lines in the league from last season. And tonight, we've been on the ice for all 3 goals for Boston Bruins. I felt a little bit bad.
And that's all I've been doing.
They were going to be an angry bear, so to speak, and so far that's what it's been.
3-0 to score. 3 minutes to go. Locks, why could you expect that kind of a turnaround, considering how dominant the Caps look in handling the Bees 7-0?
The Boston Bruins are a very good team in this league. They got dismantled by an arch enemy that absolutely has their number. They've beaten 13 times in a row. They just don't match up that well with the Washington Capitals. They lost Torrey Krug the game before. They just were not ready to play that game. The Washington Capitals, on the other hand, were firing on all cylinders. They looked terrific all night long, as they have for the most part tonight. Just the way it goes. The Boston Bruins, I knew they'd respond. I knew it was going to be tough for them tonight.
And they responded on the penalty kill. They were 2 for 6 last night, killing off penalties tonight. So far, 1 for 1 as we watch. 2.5 to go.
Yeah, tried to get away on the wall, got it to a Pozo holding it in there. And he gets checked, flipped up to center ice and drilled right back in again. Charlie is getting rid of it high in the air. Buffalo recovery, wheeling it on to center again. Eichel trying to get away. Waves it there for ppooo. ppooo in on the line. Blasts his shot. It gets blocked at the fence. Set high in the air.
I could think.
Block the shot. Charlie McAvoy.
So, I can't
In a foot
wrong
and he's doing his best now. You step
Mom, you do video.
and that's a very tender spot. There's no protection there whatsoever other than the boots. And that one's going to hurt. When you're tight to them, when you're a foot or two, it doesn't hurt quite as bad. When it's got some time to gain that box speed, it's going to hurt a little more.
I think my
He's going to feel that one.
I think so I need to get up on YouTube.
49 to go.
I didn't. No, careful. It's a bit almost 3 meters.
The Bruins are back checking very well, checking from behind, trying to get into that position to take the shot, getting in a little too close, puck's getting deflected. Too many times they're wasting some opportunities where they're waiting a little too long to take that shot. So they got to change that.
I need to go to bed at 9:30. I need to nap.
Now it's what they have jammed up on the wing, and it's going to make it down the ice and just far enough for another icing call. A Buffalo logistics leader for 70 years around the corner or around the world. Speed Global Services delivered. And Speed Global Service NHL plus minus rating the last 8 seasons. Brad Marchand leads the way coming into tonight with a plus 184. He's plus 2 tonight. Patrice Bergeron plus 165. He is a plus 1 tonight. And Tadeo Chara plus 157. And he is also a plus 1 here tonight. You said my shot was a plus 2 tonight. Well, I thought he was in on all 3 goals. In 3 assists. Oh, yeah. Pay attention. Power plays when they got one extra guy. Like 5 on 4, 4 on 3. Good. Or sometimes 2 extra guys. I'll get your book. Read up on it. Buck was going to get called now for a glove pass, I believe, but yeah, Rodriguez coming across the blue line, the puck was bouncing. And he picked up the left foot, tried kicking the puck in.
I told you I'll be back at people.
Balls and also goes down with Corrali. Westward around the boards and back to center ice. Taken away by Thompson, but stolen by the Bruins.
And I can see things too coming up.
He's going to have to track it down again, and he does. Dropped up on the wing and tapped to center ice for Berglund. Berglund got it in over the line. Thompson comes up with it in the corner fire to the goal crease. Back to the point of shot. That gets knocked down. That's brought away to center, and back goes Corrali again. Corrali getting it over the line. Left it there to Backus. He tried to get it.
Perfect. That's not so good.
We will keep you posted on any updates regarding Charlie McAvoy's health. It's not overstating it to talk about his importance. 3-0, the score through 40. Excuse me. Yeah, I was saying it. Remember the 2011 Boston Bruins Stanley Cup team? He's going to be a star for a long time. That 8-year extension in the off season, 8 years, $78.8 million. He gets going tonight against the Yotes in Dallas. Come right back.
Okay, I picked out my dream car. That was the really fun part. Choosing the color, the wheels, the interior, everything exactly how I want it. Here's the thing. Just because I configured this car online doesn't mean it really exists at a dealership. But with TrueCar, I got real pricing on actual cars in my area. I see what others paid for them, and they show me the ones that match the car I want. So I know I can go to a TrueCar certified dealer, and it'll be right there waiting for me. Today, right now. This is TrueCar.
Welcome to the home of allergies. Today we take a stroll down memory lane to see how these other OTC medicines compare to those of the latest 24-hour allergy relief.
I don't know what it's happening to Davey.
And only half of the size. So for the latest and powerful relief, it's just as effective at hour 24 as at hour 1. Memorize all. Take size on, sir. Please don't touch the exhibit.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain or knee pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace or knee brace covered by Medicare.
I know everything. I'm trying.
These professional-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, rheumatoid, and osteoarthritis, spinal disorders, stenosis,
Baby.
back problems. Our medical-grade durable knee braces are designed for those with osteoarthritis and general knee pain and weakness. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork. And best of all,
I don't want to see anybody get hurt.
call the Back and Knee Brace Center at 800-361-1910. That's 800-361-1910.
We can have it.
Get on the ice and learn to play like a pro from the pros. The NHL's best showcase their skills. Look at that. And provide insights on and off the ice. The fans want to know what's
But I can tap
go around the league and
it from happening.
9 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network.
Back to Pittsburgh, where it's been a high-scoring affair. 5 to go in the middle period. Watch this.
Minnesota with Matt Niskanen. Twist offensive. Off right back up. Jumps on the puck. The pass up high. Schultz is in. Score! Give us again, Jake Gensel. And the Penguins have tied this game.
Can you read the time? No.
Crosby again, so this one hits Holtby in the wide, goes over the crossbar, he doesn't get it there, he doesn't get it back to Schultz, Schultz finds the stick, and it's the stick of Gensel. Redirection at the high slot, goes through the legs of Holtby and in behind him, and the Penguins have tied it up at 4, courtesy of Jake Gensel, and second, so off makes it so, by Worthing. And he dropped it there at the start. Lines it. Got the cycle game going once again as they did on their last hit. Yes, they did. What a game this is. This one, I think, is old school table hockey. This one might be presented by Super Checks. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, old school bubble hockey. Tons of action in this one. If you're an offensive aficionado, you're going to love what you're seeing here. Two teams that are highly skilled, cup-winning teams. No love lost between the two. But I also love the tenacity on the puck. Watch this work by the Pittsburgh Penguins on this particular goal. And not only do they win the puck battle, the board battle loss, they get it to the point. Simple.
New notification from Read More button.
Each man from the wall back to the front of the net.
Live control room, YouTube, desktop. More button. New notification from Google Chrome. New erection chewing gum. Take only one chew and guys will. Read more. Google Chrome www.boyfriendtv.com. Actions. Live control room, YouTube. Untitled tab item. Untitled. Google Chrome.
That game just ending the second
Blue
period.
Chew. Have better sex with proven solution.
Meanwhile, the Preds and the Rangers in the world's most famous arena. No score, 24 minutes in. Let's check in.
Address and search bar. Editable text. https://new tab. Button. Tooltip. New tab. Selected. Blue Chew. Close. Button. Live control room. YouTube. Desktop 1 window.
Watch what he does is he gets a little bit of time and space out on the flank here. He surveys the situation, gets the head up, and decides, I'm just going to rip this one right by Henrik Lundqvist. Watch him right there. The head's up the whole way. Maybe I could pass it. Nope. I've got an eighth of a second. I'll just release it. Throw me in there with Brock Besser, Patrick Laine, and we can just keep on going. There's a whole group of guys that really can fire releasing.
There certainly are. And as
this goes along. We're going to take a second look at that as the night continues to develop, Tone and Lots. But this is a nice little response goal by the New York Rangers. Good pinch on the high wall. And that's McQuaid, I believe, number 54. Rangers are going to recover this. That's Jesper Floss, number 17, with possession. And you're seeing some of the young legs. He finishes what he started. I'm just going to speak about before the game at the Garden. I was kidding with him about his nickname being Quickie. Great. Well, not as in Jonathan Quick, but a play off of his own last name being Fast. He was fast on this one. Nice job by recovering when he starts to get the equalizer at the world's most famous.
Let's see how he slips PK Subban here, because Subban's got a pretty good bead right there on the wall.
Yeah, I know.
Gets the head on a swivel, Subban, as he's looking around. But for an eighth of a second, he loses Fast, who slides in behind him in the blind spot, finds himself wide open. It's a pretty easy goal for him right there.
Nice find by Hito. Saw it, delivered it.
Yes.
And for Fox, nothing new that he'd be productive. A point scored in 11 of his last 13 games played.
Yeah, I know.
Researcher, we are live. Winnipeg and St. Louis. A 1-0 score under 3 to play in the first.
Just wide. And then Butler was there. Kyler gets it back.
I don't know how we can target.
When you look at Small and Butler, they've done an excellent job. There's Jordan Kyler going for a change, but Butler's been on his toes. The Wiley veteran's been stepping up, and
I get it's a bit
exits out of their own zone, and I think
target
how much space would Bo and Petrangelo and Dunn and Pareko get, and where would Butler and Small fit? Well, you know what? Because they started the game on the
tap into it.
Ben Sherrod under some pressure from Blay.
No.
Allowed by Lowry. Spencer Summer and Lowry with his dad, Dave, and his mom, of course, is the former Blue. Well, an assistant coach with the Kings. Here's Blay in for Thomas.
And you have to touch your cut to I do.
Gibson had the only power play so far, they scored on it. And Barbashev wants a face-off, and we get one here. As it was in the skates of Buckland and Barbashev. Pretty good battle once again. You can see the hit from behind right there. It's a push shove, and it's a dangerous one there from the big Dustin Buckland. His strength is incredible. He probably doesn't sometimes realize just how strong he is, but that was very close to being a, how to call that. I think from behind would be the right call in that kind of pushing motion. Player's on his toes. All he's going to do is go forward, so you got to brace yourself, get your hands up. Easy for me to say. I never had to do that.
6'5", 260. If he touches you there, you go into the boards.
Yeah. That's why if you feel him, I guess, on your back, you have to get your hands up so quickly so your face doesn't get smucked on the glass.
Now Braun wins the face-off. Spins around for Petrangelo. And now on for Bozak. Stops and starts on Trouba. Now Bozak for Bollister. Blues defense gets active here. Centering pass off a leg. And Morrissey now for Shanklin. With Connor. Shanklin going wide. Pulls up. Trying to make a play. And out of line 8. A rather Wheeler darts to the corner. To the back again. Trouba. Sent all the way around to Connor. Blues under top defensive pairing against this Jets line. Centered by Shanklin. They keep it alive. Under a minute to go in the first period. Good read down low now by Bollister, who was limited to 35 games last year and, of course, had hip surgery in March. Now Perron in there. Blues making a change. So Perron has to rag the puck. Good job to hold it in. And then Little strips Schwartz of it. And now ahead for number 85, Matthew Perron. Trying to dance around Dunn. Now throw to the line for Buckland. Here's Buckland's shot. And that's kept well wide by line A. And Little comes away with it for the Jets. Chased by Shen. 15 to go in the period. Good defensive work there by Shen. And forward to Tirico. Long stretch pass intended for Schwartz, blocked by Buckland. And this should do it as the Jets kill the remaining seconds in the first period. Shot 10-10. And the only goal from Line on the power play, and we go across.
Line A's marker, the only offense to this point, 20 minutes in, it's Jets 1, Blues nothing. How about let's watch.
At 9 is extra time losses. We're great to shoot up. 5-1 in the shootout they were last year. Overtime score! First goal in the career of Dennis Cholowski. Whoa, what a full red shot by the kid. Wow. I mean, he never handled the puck. It was off his skate as quick as it got on his skate.
Fans on their feet at Little Caesars Arena. As they should be. How pumped is Dennis Cholowski? More importantly, welcome to the National.
Oh,
yes. Good for him. Getting that highly coveted special first NHL goal. That's
In his first game, I might add.
First game. That's a good call, Lots.
The former 20th overall in the 2016 draft, the Detroit Red Wings. Starting to see some of the fruits of their labors over the last couple of years here. I think this is a parade that's going to continue when you think of the prospects that they've started to accumulate. I really like Cholowski. I had a chance to see him play in the West. This guy, to me, they've got 4 rookies on the back end tonight. Think about that. You're playing 4 rookies with a combined 5 games of NHL experience. Joe Hicketts would be the one guy with 5 games. But incredible things going on in Detroit. Good for him to get a goal in his first game. But obviously, they need to get Mike Green and Jonathan Erickson back. You cannot go through a season with that young a team.
Yeah, and I like seeing the young players. We were talking with Myers on our team here, who's currently, you would be able to see him. He's in the control room, but a big, proud Detroit Red Wing fan.
Oh, yes.
And as I was just telling him upstairs, Myers, and as you can see it for the Wings fans that aren't necessarily tuned into the game, I like the fact that young players are starting to get minutes for Detroit right now. It's critical for their rebuild. It's not enough to have good, skilled young players playing in fourth-line situation, limited minutes, limited offensive zone starts. You need these guys to be able to feel the game as they learn the game by playing significant minutes in key situations. I like seeing that right now.
Yeah, Cholowski, of course, playing with Danny DeKeyser, and really the first pair. Trevor Daley's the other veteran in the game. But, yeah, they need the opportunity, and not all teams can afford to do that. Certainly not very many right now can afford to work 4 guys in on the back end.
Right.
That's crazy, but that's where the Detroit Red Wings are at. That's what they need to continue to do if they want to get back to the top of the mountain.
On the topic of significant opportunities, ahead of the goalie union, Korpisalo gets the Nets in the season opener on the road, and not the only active 2-time Vezina winner, Sergei Bobrovsky, who has an expiring contract that everyone's aware of. What you read on it?
Well, interesting. I had to do a little bit of a dive into this, but when I saw it, we were upstairs prior to coming on there, I touched base with a few people. The logic internally after the Jackets, from what I was told, is that they realize it's a back-to-back situation. They're at home tomorrow. They want to be able to start Sergei Bobrovsky at home at Nationwide Arena in front of their fans. So that being said, I mean, for me, I would have gone with my ace tonight, and I would have gone with him tomorrow night if he feels good as well, because he's so fit and flexible. But they made a different decision, and here we are tonight, and Korpisalo's in the net.
They did. I went back and I was curious, like you, when I heard this, and I went back and watched Torreson's press conference. And of course, right away, he identified that all you people are making too big of a deal out of this. This was already decided. They were both going to play a game. It's just we wanted Bob to play at home. That's all he said. And maybe it's true, but when you look at the scenario that's going on there right now with Bob and Panarin, the Columbus Blue Jackets have 2 elephants in the room that they need to figure out. These are tough situations. I certainly don't envy Jarmo Kekalainen right now, because he has to figure out what to do with these guys. It appears they haven't shown an inclination to want to sign long-term. I don't
no.
I can't believe Columbus.
I want to target and
We here at the NHL Network have this guy rated not as high as he should be. I'll be the first guy to say that. The more you watch this kid, the more dynamic you see he is, the more special.
Where should he be? Top 5, top 10?
For me, he's in the top 8 forwards in the league.
Whoa.
He's a winger.
Whoa.
It's hard to get there as a winger,
Whoa.
but he is that dynamic. Look what he did last year. But even on a nightly basis, he just looks different than the rest. They got a lot of really good players in Columbus. He looks like he's on another level.
Well, hey, it's only second night 2 of the NHL season here, 2018, 2019. But I love where you're going, Lots. You're ready. I thought you had some SPF on, and I wasn't sure if you had some tanning oil. I didn't know. You know what I mean, Tone? I wasn't sure if he was on Lake Minnetonka still back home.
I'm off Lake Minnetonka.
What? No, I wasn't sure. But I am sure now. You know what I love about your point? The two outfits in the room there.
Oh, yeah.
Because the reality is, hey, Yarmo's done an amazing job.
Yeah.
Him and JD, the coaching staff, everybody got their extensions. Barry Zito, they've done a nice job rebuilding this program. They've got a really good team. A lot of great pieces.
I sense a butt coming.
No, however, not a but.
However,
there's
no
no
buts.
Okay. I'm a wordsmith. The challenge, yeah, exactly. Thank you, Myers. But Bill, not Barry, he threw the curveball. But the challenge for me,
referencing Billy Zito,
but the challenge for me will be how they manage this, because I think Corpusalo's going to start getting more starts. I don't know if they can manipulate it as much up front, to your point, just based on how dominant Panarin is. But on the back end, in the net specifically, I wouldn't be surprised to see Corpusalo get some more starts, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the phone lines burning up for people trying to get to the roster.
When we come back, we focus on other Oakland A's from the past, including Reggie Jackson and Mark McGuire. Or we focus on hockey. Either way, we're going to have fun because these guys are amazing. The Kings coming out to play. It's their season opener at home. Rockabad, his head coaching debut from the teammate of week seat. Enjoy this moment. Come right back.
Baby, you get better.
And often, it's beyond words. It'll just blow your mind. Set up your night of hockey every afternoon with NHL Now. That'll take you to a whole other level. Weekdays 4 Eastern on NHL Network.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, no wandering the car lot. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
I'm not ready to lose my hair. Not now. But I never thought there was a real solution. Now I use Keeps, the easiest way to keep my hair. And I can get my treatment without leaving the couch. Keeps. Get your first month free at Keeps.com.
Sports fans are celebrating exclusive new fan gear by Vans. Unique one-of-a-kind designs you won't find anywhere else. From all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get 20% off with promo code BREAKAWAY. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Let's be honest. You need insurance, but it's not really something you want to buy. It's not sexy. Or delicious. But fun. But since you need both car and home insurance, why not bundle them with insurance and save up to 10%, which you could spend on things you really want to buy, like, well, I don't know what you want to buy because I'm just a guy on your TV. Insurance. It's surprisingly painless.
Find fresh ingredients, step-by-step recipes, delivered to your door for as low as $7.49 a meal. Visit blueapron.com to get $50 on.
It happened a fortnight ago. No matter how many games Rowdy got, Jesse always played more on game 5. Jesse's here. Game on. Feeling lucky, Rowdy? All right, then.
Go to GameFly.com and play all the new and classic games. Choose from over 9,000 titles with free shipping and no late fees. Start your 30-day free trial at GameFly.com. Functionally play.
Rowdy never had a chance because Jesse has game 5.
I'm a good talker.
Sunday 4 Eastern on NHL Network. Our
with Dan Bilesma running the Detroit power play. So we watch as his team tries to take a 2-1 lead.
Dylan Larkin will wear the A at home. Grant Nielsen on the road. We're both wearing it tonight with Nick Conwell. Well, some people are a little bit confused here when they made the announcement for 4 assistants. There's only 3 on any given team. Here's the Hawks wearing. Good player. Anderson out of the box. Good player to the goal. Back in front of the net. Bouncing puck. Trying to find it. They score! Anderson again. Right in front. He had a great chance earlier. And this time he buried it to make it 2-1. The great back check by Glendening, but when the penalty expired, that made it a 3-on-1, and that's how they end up scoring the goal. Puck's turned over deep. There's the guy out of the box right there. Now it's 3-on-1. And guess what? He's the guy that ends up scoring the goal. Better than the penalty box.
Okay, here's the thing on this goal. The quick speed, capitalizing on the miscue by Cholowski. Young defenseman that's going to take time. He's on the board with a goal in this one already. But what was impressive to me was the speed by Duclair, who they picked up on a 2-way deal, I might add, was a late confirmation to earn a roster spot with the Jackets. They've taken a flyer on him, using that great speed down the wing. And Josh Anderson, keep your eye on him. He's a really good piece. I liked it in the OHL. Number 77 for the Jackets. Really good big man. A nice piece for their team. He ends up getting the goal.
Big man is right. They came through here and played on our wiffle ball field, Studio 42. He's listed at 6'3", 221. He fills up a whole doorway. A very nice guy, but I'm telling you, you don't want to bump into Josh Anderson.
Yeah, big, strong man. Only time I've ever seen him look small was against
Which puts it in perspective. 6'9" off skates. We see Cam Atkinson there. How deflating is it for the Wings to be 1-1 on a power play, and then that happens? Power play's winding down. They're going north. Lots. Does this team bounce back?
It's always deflating. Anytime that happens with your power play, you're looking forward to maybe taking a lead. Next thing you know, you give up a shorty, which is a no-no. But more than anything, the beginning of the season like this, when you have teams like Detroit that have had so much turnover, because I've been on teams like this in the National Hockey League, it's like you're waiting to see what we really are. And there's so much value that goes into these first few games. If you get a few bounces and things go good, you feel really great about yourself, and you can start to roll in a positive direction. The flip side of that, of course, is you don't get the bounces. Some things like this happen, and it snowballs the other way. And let me tell you, it is tough to recover if you have a poor start, particularly in the first 15 or so games. I know people like to say top 10 and figure out what you got. No, you have momentum going one way or the other. For me, this season, Detroit Red Wings, they need some good things to happen early from. As do another team, or another 2 teams playing tonight, like the Carolina Hurricanes and the New York Islanders.
And Yotes fans are nodding because your point is exactly what they faced last year. You're one of the Rick Tocchet era. They couldn't win a game in their first dozen, and they really had to work to dig themselves out from that. So 2-1 the score with 6 minutes and counting. We are watching at Little Caesars Arena live on NHL Tonight.
Nielsen couldn't clear. Anderson able to knock it down. Josh Anderson stays with it. Back here for Boone Jenner. Took a shot off Howard. Too far for Adam Seager's got it now. Where's the speed? After the deal, back to the goal. And the goal is off the scoring. He hit the goal, the puck did not. So with that,
so it is still 2-1 Jackets in the middle period in Detroit. Meanwhile, the Dallas Stars. A few minutes ago, we showed you Tyler Seguin. We are now on the ice. Look at this. Stars and Yotes. A big mid-ice hit, prompting this, according to our producer, Justin White. You can hear the fans reacting. The captain, Jamie Benn.
Ready to get back up again. Dangerous hit in neutral ice as they went knee on knee. Kneeing is a minor penalty. And as the captain tried to go full flight, and Fisher is the man who gets the gate. Jamie looks up. Knee is And second time in his many shifts that Jamie Benn went tumbling down to the ice surface here in the AAC. That's me. Petrifying, son. You know, it's true. You hear it a lot that when a guy misses with the shoulder, the next thing to always contact is the knee. I don't know that Fisher ever threw the shoulder. He just sort of planted himself.
I didn't see Fisher. If we take a second look at that, it didn't appear to me as though he flared the knee. Now, we'll take another look, but one of the challenges, Locke, you know this better than I would.
Yeah.
And although he got assessed the penalty for kneeing, it didn't seem as egregious in terms of the flare. But sometimes there's a value to you having been a forward. Seeming to be a lack of space. I know that doesn't make any sense to those at home, but 200 by 85, the game at the speed, sometimes you're both caught at the same track. Is that what you saw there or not necessarily?
It's exactly what I saw. When I see, personally, yes, I hate the hit because you don't like to see knee on knee, but your point is valid in that when you see a guy moving forward with the knee out, really stepping into him, he sticks the knee out there, and that's why it's a penalty. And it is a very dangerous play. But the truly egregious ones are when you're coming forward and you know that you've got to get it out to get in the tracks. On that particular case, it's closer to a guy in basketball that's trying to draw a charge, in my opinion. And the guy is running right into him. In Ben's case, that's what happened. It is still a knee no because he does extenuate that left knee, and that's just the way it should be. Jimmy Benn, the reason everybody views it odd is because it is an incredibly dangerous play. You can blow your knee out significantly on that play. You can rest assured Jamie Benn did not appreciate it, and that's why he got up so quickly after him.
The NBA draft has 60 picks, and Ben went 129. Crazy. In the 2007 draft, and we know what a player he's become. Art Ross, Olympic gold with Canada. We see as we watch the Stars, and they're on a power play, Monty is one of these stories. Jim Montgomery taking over the helm for Ken Hitchcock. Went from college ranks. What do you expect?
University of Denver Pioneers, he did a great job in their program, and their teams always played quick up-tempo under his stewardship. And one of the things I spoke to a couple veteran players, namely Jason Spezza, we said, we've got a great energy. He brings a great energy to the rink. He's upbeat, he's hungry, and we're going to go back to playing a little bit more up-tempo for us on the offensive side. One of the big improvements they made last year, of course, under Ken Hitchcock, was buckling down defensively. They made bigger strides in the defensive game. But now that that foundation's in place, now that Ben Bishop's healthy, the real DNA of this team, Lance, as you know, is they want to push the pace.
Yep.
They want to play that offensive, up-tempo game. And as for Jason Spence and a few different players on that team, from what I was told, they told me that, hey, we want to get back to getting on the horse and playing fast again.
Yeah, Jim Montgomery, I have a lot of experience watching his work going back to the Dubuque Fighting Saints in the United States Hockey League, and I have always been very impressed. Yes, they are going to play an up-tempo game, but I also consider him a very good defensive coach and overall a very good hire for the Dallas Stars. It was a little bit out of the box, unique, but this guy can coach. He knows what he's doing. His biggest challenge, in my opinion, will just be, and I think he's good with people, but he's still going to have to get a feel with the men, with the pros. Doing a real nice job at Denver, did a real nice job at the USHL, came from an era where he played with Paul Korea, I believe, back in Maine, and won a national championship. So it's not all foreign to him, but at the NHL level, dealing with today's players, he's going to have to show the one critical thing for all the young guys. And there's 4 first-timers this year.
Yep.
It's not just Jim Montgomery. And we got David Quinn in New York. We got Todd Reardon taking over in Washington. And, of course, Rod DeBot Brindamore, who has a whole wealth of knowledge already dealing with NHL players as a player and as an assistant coach. But Jim's got to show those same skills that he's shown all the way up the ladder, and that is that he can connect and communicate with people, ultimately convince these guys he can make them better.
To launch your point about it being an out-of-the-box hire, Barry Melrose sat in the very seat you were sitting in, and during our conference preview show said that without Haxtell succeeding with the Flyers, there might not have been another college hire. As it is, we're seeing Quinn come out of the college ranks, Monty come out of the college ranks. Is that true?
I absolutely believe that. It was a long time in between for Dave Hextall to burst on the scene, and if you really trace the roots back, Ron Hextall had a son playing in North Dakota where he got to know and appreciate the job that Dave Hextall was doing. Not that he wasn't doing an excellent job, but I don't think if his son's not playing there, he gets hired by the Philadelphia Flyers. And those are just breaks that happen along the way. Dave Axtell's an excellent coach, but everybody needs a break along the way.
No question, everybody needs a break. And I think another thing for a lot of the younger coaches, I was talking to some of the Ranger players earlier today, is for the younger coaches or first-time coaches, if you will, especially coming out of the college ranks, it's learning that balance between how to handle the professional player, the more mature player, the player that may or may not have a family, may or may not have kids, different life considerations, and balancing that with being able to relate to that young player that's playing in college and these young players that are coming through the development program, U.S. College, Junior, USHL, what have you. I think that that's really important to be able to get that blend across. And also that energy, and have that energy, bring that enthusiasm to the rink every day. And that goes a long way. It certainly does at the NHL level, because we know it's a grind in the NHL.
Oh yeah.
It's a long season.
Oh yeah. And college players have, the gap has been bridged a little bit from the way young men behave coming into the National Hockey League and in college. It used to be this massive divide. I had Herb Brooks as a coach, and you were able to, way back then, still intimidate the college player. You couldn't do that to the men. Nowadays, the college player is not being intimidated in college, and it's making those guys more prepared if they make the jump to handle with today's players who, quite frankly, are on long contracts, are going to be there. You got to figure out how to win them on your side.
I get goosebumps anytime he mentions Herb Brooks. Why wouldn't I? We're going to take time out. When we come back, Avs fans get goosebumps when they see their team on home ice, and especially this guy, Hart Trophy finalist Nathan MacKinnon, ready to go. I'm right back.
Lower carbs, lower calories, higher expectations. The life you've been waiting for has arrived. Corona Premier.
I have suffered my whole life with muscle cramping. When I tried Thermix, all the cramping went away. I initially applied it at the bottom of my foot and my thigh, and right away I was able to sleep through the night. Thermix is definitely a breakthrough. It's a little miracle. I can cook again. I can sit at my computer for 8 hours a day with my mouse and typing, and I don't hurt.
TheraWorks Relief is my choice for preventing and relieving muscle cramps. Make it yours too. Get TheraWorks Relief today at TheraWorksRelief.com.
I'm not ready to lose my hair. Not now. But I never thought there was a real solution. Now I use Keeps, the easiest way to keep my hair. And I can get my treatment without leaving the couch. Go to Keeps.com to learn more.
Do you make frequent trips to the bathroom? Get up more than once a night? Suffer from urgency, hesitancy, or have a weak stream? Or worse, have a diminished sex drive? Call or go online right now to receive a free 30-day supply of Prosvet, the comprehensive non-prescription prostate formula developed by Harvard-trained internist Dr. Larry May.
The most comprehensive formula that's ever been developed.
Prosvet is so effective, it's guaranteed to provide relief in just 30 days, reducing frequency, urgency, and improving urinary flow. Prosvet is trusted by millions of men with over 150 million doses taken.
I wish someone had told me about it sooner.
Call or go online right now to freeprosvet.com to get your free bottle of Prosvet. You heard right. Free bottle. Order right now, and you'll also receive Dr. May's comprehensive guide to prostate health and a 30-day supply of Ultimax for intimate moments, absolutely free. This is a limited time offer. Order now.
Call 1-800-830-1851. That's 1-800-830-1851. Or visit us at freeprosvet.com.
Okay, I picked out my dream car. Now's the really fun part. Choosing the color, the wheels, the interior, everything exactly how I want it. Here's the thing. Just because I configured this car online doesn't mean it really exists at a dealership. But with TrueCar, I get real pricing on actual cars in my area. I see what others paid for them, and they show me the ones that match the car I want. So I know I can go to a TrueCar certified dealer, and it'll be right there waiting for me. Today, right now. This is TrueCar.
Pens fans know that their team has been explosive on opening nights before. 5 times coming into tonight, they scored 6 or more goals on opening nights. You know what's coming, don't you? Watch this.
A passing clinic and getting goal to the finish in 6-4 Pittsburgh.
You heard it right there, a passing clinic by the Pittsburgh Penguins, and quite frankly, not many teams in National Hockey League that are scarier. It's scarier than this group when they get throwing a biscuit around the offensive zone. Evgeny Malkin's going to be the final recipient, and there's really no chance for Braden Holtby on this play. Watch here, the tic-tac-toe. And that one will bring smiles all the way around. This has been a little bit of the early season woes where the game is incredibly thrilling and exciting to everybody in the building, except for the two coaches who absolutely hate it. Me, I love it. Look at the skill. Look at Crosby right there. Bing, bang, boom. Lights out. 6 goals on Braden Holtby. I was surprised, Weeksy. I didn't necessarily think he would come back tonight. Do you think that was ever a consideration?
I think because last night's game was such a cakewalk, as you said last night, I think you put it the touchdown.
Yeah, you did.
I think because of
down the road.
Exactly. Right. I think because of that, they probably said, well, he wasn't overly tested in this one, and it's Pittsburgh, and we want to beat them, so let's try to run it the next night. So I think that was the thinking.
So it is a 2-goal lead for the Pens, 6-4 in the third. Meanwhile, the game is in the second in Detroit. Red Wings and Jackets. 2-1, under 4 to play. Wings power play.
Run in here by Nyquist. Drops it back for Larkin in front of the skate. Comes to Delhi Color. He gets into the back of the net with Bertuzzi right there. A power play goal, and it's 2-2. That one took just 17 seconds.
Look at the kids on the PP right here for the Detroit Red Wings. Yes. I love it. It's a new era. They got a new building and they got a new squad going. As they transition, obviously, out of some incredible years with Henrik Zetterberg. Look at this player right here. That's Michael Rasmussen on the other side there. Dylan Larkin, one of the really thrilling young players, of course. Over to Tyler Bertuzzi, who, just for the record, that's his 4th goal in his last 4 games for the Detroit Red Wings. This youngster's got a fine future in front of him. Drives the net. David Savard's got to make a choice between 2 guys. Does what good defenders often do, is just try to stay in the middle of the 2, but eventually it finds its way to the back of the net. And the Detroit Red Wings are hanging in there. I thought this might be a really tough game for them with some of the injuries they have on the back end, but so far, Jimmy Howard has played well, and they found a way to put a couple on the board.
You got to get to the net. We talked about it upstairs as well. When you're willing to get to the net, you will be rewarded. And Todd Bertuzzi, nephew of longtime NHLer, former wing, Todd Bertuzzi. I like this guy's game. I said 2 years ago the Wings should have brought him up. They had other ideas. I know he was able to win an AHL championship at Grand Rapids, but he brings a dimension to the Red Wings that they've been lacking. He brings some Kirk Maltby to the table. Ooh. A little bit of the grind line to the table. And you got Maltby when you have success. Yes. Those are some of the elements that they have in place when they're a successful team. I think he's going to be a nice player for them going forward.
Frankly, they were unsuccessful last year on the PP, 24th in the league. Stan Bilesma puts his fingerprints on it. All the year, 1 for 3. Look at this. No team knows how to put on a show like the Vegas Golden Knights. So good. The march is on as they get ready for their season over the defending Western Conference champions in action tonight. Hosting the Flyers. Come right back.
Sports fans are gearing up at Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get 20% off with promo code TRIPLE. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
When you rent a car on Turo, you're renting from a real person. No shuttle rides, no waiting in line, no wandering the car lot. This is better than your typical car rental. This is Turo. Download the app today.
Stop living with hair loss, that is. Losing your hair is no fun, and no one wants to be bald, but there is hope.
Getting my hair back was the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm happy with the way I look now.
I'm very excited about my hair.
I feel beautiful. I love my hair.
Hair Club offers all proven hair loss solutions backed by our commitment to satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied with the solution you choose, Hair Club will apply the purchase price to another proven hair loss solution or transplant more hair at no charge.
That was the best thing I've ever done.
It moves through. Call in the next 5 minutes to get your free brochure at no obligation. It will tell you everything you need to know about your hair loss problem, and it's free if you call now.
I'm more pleased than what I had even imagined.
I at least look, I would say 5 years younger. I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I feel great. And that's not all. The first 100 people who call will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Go now.
Inside everyone is an incredible cook. Someone who can cook an amazing meal any night of the week. Farm fresh ingredients, step-by-step recipes, delivered to your door for as low as $7.49 a meal. Visit foodapron.com to get $50 off.
Score a hat trick with NHL Network's weekday lineup.
That means a heavy dose of hockey.
We're okay with that. Get caught up on all the day's news with NHL Now.
These are the things that young teams have to learn.
Then get live look-ins and instant analysis on NHL Tonight.
It's about fun.
Yeah, it's a popcorn ready. And good one. Last, it's the final word on all the night's action with On the Fly.
Highlights, reaction, and much more.
Weekdays starting at 4 Eastern on NHL Network.
The Wild and the Avs, our first look at this one in the first period.
To give it up top for Spurs, a little miscommunication and one through the zone themselves.
Rizzi can kind of tangle up a little bit with McKinnon. There's a group back and forth going on.
Into the turnover, down low, turnaround opportunity, and it's knocked away. Corpus it up for the Storm. The recent review up top in Minnesota has taken a 1-0 lead on the play that looked to be broken up. With the feet one out in front, and the Minnesota alternate captain always has that stick and climb redirect position.
Well, this is a divisional matchup here in the opener between these two teams. Watch the pursuit of the puck by the Minnesota Wild. They don't give up on this play. They stay in motion. Keep an eye on the middle of your screen. Zach Parise underneath all three layers of coverage. Varlamov all by himself. You see he has to honor that short side post and seal it. By the time he does that, it gets up to Zach Parise. For a lot of you Minnesotans, you're going to be pumped to see that one of your own is on the board, and so too is your Minnesota Wild. 1-0.
That Stern looks good, Lots. He's all the way back.
A little premature to talk of Zach Parise sliding in as the number 2 left wing behind Jason Zucker, of course. He looked really good to me last year when he finally got back to health.
He was
special. And that right there is vintage Zach Parise doing exactly what he does. He slides in and out of those holes. He takes a beating, but if he can get in and out and you get him the puck, he will hit the hole every single time.
And following up on Lott's point, 15 goals in the last 21 games he played. When he came back from the back, he was back, and it was a sternum injury, a cracked sternum, that ended his campaign. We're watching the Avs, and when we first started this look, we saw a galloping Nathan McKinnon. Lots, everybody parodies you and tries to do your voice and say, regression to the mean. For Nathan McKinnon, considering the ridiculous numbers he put up last year as a Hart Trophy finalist, does that happen to him this year?
I think it is certainly possible. Would I say it's likely? No, I don't think so, because I think this is his team, and it was a transition last year where he really took over, where that became evident. But more importantly, this is a guy that hasn't hit his prime yet for me.
That's scary.
He's getting stronger, faster, smarter. He proved to me that he is not just a one-dimensional player. I always had him down as a guy that was really dynamic himself. He didn't really involve his teammates as much.
It's not
And
30.
last year, they absolutely struck gold.
People ran from turn it over, okay?
Address and search bar. Editable text. https://www.youtube.com/webcam. Google Chrome. Live control room. YouTube. Camera or microphone recording. Google Chrome Paint.
One of the 5 greatest turnarounds in the history of the league. 47 points the previous campaign, as Lots points out, a 48-point improvement, and there they are in game 82, beating the Blues to go to the playoffs. We just saw Sam Girard slippery out there. Smooth. And he scored the goal that opened the scoring in that game 82 must-win. Does confidence carry over from one season to the next for a player that's as young and gifted as him, we've seen?
Well, I think it can in his case, because you just nailed it. He is young and gifted, very creative, played with the Nashville Predators, who's really a luxury item for them. Credit to them, to their depth, exactly, and their acumen. in terms of drafting and development. He was on the team early last season due to the injury of Brian Ellis.
Exactly.
Talking to a bunch of the players on Nashville, and David called himself, they were raving about him. They had a unique opportunity to get another piece, which is why he was involved in that trade, that three-way trade, I might add, the Duchesne Turris trade. But he's a really, really gifted young defenseman. Playing last year as an 18-year-old.
Yes.
A lot of good things going on for the Avalanche. Obviously, everybody knows they hold the Ottawa Senators #1 pick this year as we're watching to see what kind of season they can put up. And then you've got so many young players like Yost right here. This is a little bit of a strange call because he ends up getting a holding call on that as well. They even it up. But when you go through their lineup, you look at the Sam Girards, you look at the growth of Zadorov last year. Obviously, what McKinnon did, Rantanen was huge, and you can just keep on going. Well, I really like what Colorado has done in a very short period of time. Regress to a point where they're not a playoff team again this year.
A Parise goal, the only marker to this point. Both these teams lost the first round of the playoffs last year. We're watching live.
Sancho and Bender marketing. Assistant coach Golden front will smile on his face. What are we going to do here? The clock is down. Here's challenge by Miko. Nice job by Miko to tie it up. Parisi's swooping in. Only get it through. So it was originally going to be a hook on Pattern, then Jones got his arm around the Pattern stick, and both tried to plead their case. Neither one won. So we're 4-on-4, and here we come.
Google Chrome. Narrator settings. 2 of 3. Non-selected. Task switch. 1 running window. Button. Running application. Live control. Inspect control plus shift plus I. Menu item. Live control room. YouTube. Camera or microphone recording. Google Chrome Paint. End button. End stream button. Live inspect view page source control plus U. Menu item. Translate to English. Cast. Menu item. Save as. Control plus F. Forward alt plus right arrow. Menu item. Disabled. End button.